Welcome to Snoozer's Storytime Adventures. How are you doing today, Snoozer?
I am feeling good.
Well, that's so nice to hear. Today, we are going to be reading a story. And it's got an interesting title.
What is it?
It is called Call Your Grandma.
This is interesting.
It is. Call your grandma. If you have an older special person or some grandparents, it is nice once in a while for you to call or maybe even write a letter to let them know how you're doing.
Mrs. Hamilton, that's a nice thing to do. I like to write letters.
Well, that's nice. All right, so here's the book. It is written by Nichole Denise Smith, and the illustrator is Chris Padavano. All right, let's see here. Call your grandma. Oh boy, it looks like this book was signed by the author. How nice. I love my grandma, and my favorite thing to do with her was talk on the phone. The phone kept me connected to my grandma no matter how far, and it can do the same for you. It said my favorite thing was to talk to her, so I don't know if her grandmother is around anymore. And I think she's writing this book to let us know how important it is to let others know how much we love them, no matter how far away they are. Because sometimes grandparents don't even live close by, do they, Susan?
I guess not.
Call your grandma when you are excited to share some good news. Call your grandma when you are scared. So it's always nice to be able to reach out and let people know if you're excited about something and maybe if you're scared because they can make you feel better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Call your grandma when you are struggling to make a decision. Call your grandma when you want to tell her something funny that happened. Oh dear. Looks like the flower fell down and it landed right on the dog's head. Call your grandma when you are nervous because her words will give you confidence. Once in a while when we're nervous about something, it is always good to call someone to make us feel a little more confident. Call your grandma when you have self-doubt. I'm not quite sure how you're feeling. Call your grandma when you feel on top of the world. Looks like they won a trophy. Call your grandma back when she calls you. That's always important. If someone calls you, you should call them back. Call your grandma just to say hi or I love you. Call your grandma to say thank you.
Thank you.
Looks like they got a gift in the mail. That's always fun.
I love getting stuff in the mail.
Me too.
I get so excited when I open a package and see what's inside. It's a surprise.
Call your grandma to brighten her day and yours. How do you think you can brighten your day by calling somebody else, Snoozer?
I think people are happy when you call them, and you can brighten their day.
That's right. And sometimes when they have a brighter day, when you call someone and do something nice, it makes you feel good inside too. Call your grandma because not everyone can. Oh, she looks a little sad. I don't think her grandma's there anymore. Call your grandmother whenever and however. Grandmothers are the sun to our lives, and that light may dim one day, but their power will stay in your heart forever. And that's a very important part. Sometimes when someone special isn't there anymore, we can picture them in our heads.
With your imagination?
With your imagination, you can kind of picture them up in the sky with the sun all around them, just like this this beautiful woman is smiling down and just remembering how special that person is always makes our hearts full. Your grandmother loves you always, so give her a call. What a beautiful story. And yes, it's so nice to sometimes get reminders. Sometimes we can be so busy with our lives, we might not think of other people, especially older people, because they don't always get to move around as much as we do. They might not drive anymore, or they might be living at home all by themselves. So it's important to remember to reach out to them, because sometimes it's nice to hear all the exciting things that might be happening in your lives, or maybe you just need some help and it makes them feel good to help out. All right, wow. Snoozer, reading this book made me think of a funny poem that I like to do.
What is the funny poem?
It's about Grandma and Grandpa and their glasses and their hat.
Oh, that might be funny. Can we do it?
I can. So a poem is just something that has rhythm and beat. And this one is about Grandma's glasses. It goes like this. Here are Grandma's glasses. Here is Grandma's hat. This is the way she folds her hands and lays them in her lap. Here are Grandpa's glasses. Here is Grandpa's hat. This is the way he folds his arms just like that. What do you think of that, Snoozer?
That was funny. I really like the Grandpa's glasses.
Yeah, let's do it again, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Here are Grandma's glasses. Here is Grandma's hat. This is the way she folds her hands and lays them in her lap. Here are Grandpa's glasses. Here is Grandpa's hat. This is the way he folds his arms just like that.
Mrs. Hamilton, here are Snoozer's glasses. Here is Snoozer's hat. Snoozer does not have any arms, just like that.
Oh, Snoozer, what a jokester you are.
Mrs. Hamilton, I am wearing big glasses and a hat.
You certainly are. Oh, Snoozer, you always bring such a smile to my face.
Do you think I am funny, Mrs. Hamilton?
I do think you're funny, Snoozer. All right, well, we are going to be making a phone today, just so we can practice calling someone special in our lives. Okay, well, we have a lot of cutting out to do, Snoozer. So this is going to be the background of these. You don't have to do this. I might do it just for fun, but it's a lot more cutting if you do that. I'll show you as we put it together. All right, Snoozer. Wow, that was a lot of cutting. You have to really love cutting if you want to cut out the extra green pieces. So before we start, I'm just going to quick put the numbers on, and then we'll put them in the right order for our phone. All right, let's see if we can put them in the right order.
I can do it.
Okay, you say the number and I'll put them in order. Ah, wait a minute before we start, I missed one.
Silly Mrs. Hamilton.
I'm very silly. All right, go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Mrs. Hamilton, is there a 10?
There is no 10 when you're dialing a phone number. Just a 0.
Okay, so 0 after 9.
Okay. Oh no, it goes in the middle.
Silly snoozer.
And then there's 2 little symbols. A pound sign and a star. Just like that. And then a special call button. There's usually a green button that you need to hit after you put in the right number. How does that look?
That looks perfect. And now we have to glue them on.
You're right. All right, now that I know where they go. Well, what do you think, Snoozer?
I like it.
Looks like a real phone. Now, do you have a grandma?
Not really, Mrs. Hamilton. I am a robot vacuum.
Oh, you're right. But do you have someone special in your life that you could call?
Yes, but I want to pretend I am calling my Grandma Snoozer.
Oh, okay. Well, why don't you do that?
Okay, let me push the buttons. Don't forget to push call, Mrs. Hamilton.
I'll do that. All right.
Hello, Grandma Snoozer. I am Snoozer. How are you doing?
Well, that was great fun today, Snoozer. I really enjoyed making this phone, and I can hang it up to give me a reminder that you really should call people, anyone. It doesn't have to be a grandparent, but somebody special in your life that would like to hear from you. You can fill their hearts just like they fill our hearts. I had a great time with you, and I'll see you next time on Snoozer's Storytime Adventures.